I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll
fight for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone. Standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you got to be alone, split you like you be alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bottom Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, did you know never to settle? I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. This on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strict in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight. All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many. And the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful. So that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life, then it is easy for another human being to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's word is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace, under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
His company stands for freedom and independence. Times are difficult, but we want to show you how you can act independently and take your life in your own hands. Wherever you are, whatever you do, Freebay will show you the right way. Be a part of us and let your adventure begin with Freebay.
This show is empowering. This show is about community.
This show is enlightening.
This show is about growth. Let us make man. Let us make man. Let us make man.
Let us make man.
Let us make man.
His name Moses means to be drawn out. And I think that when greatness is inside of you, it has to be drawn out. Some people's greatness is drawn out by being exposed to other great people, and they see greatness in other people, and it draws out the greatness that exists inside of them. Some people's greatness is drawn out by challenges, adversity. They don't even know they're great until the Bible said that when the lion roared, the Spirit of the Lord came upon Samson. Sometimes it is the attack that draws the greatness out of you. You don't even know you're great till the lion roars, till all hell breaks loose, until everybody faints and you decide something's got to be done. Sometimes it is the trouble you avoid that God is using to draw the greatness out of your life. Why would you make Moses a leader? He was a failure. He was a confused failure
who tried to take matters into his own hands and ended up murdering a man and had to run out of his own house. He leaves Egypt a refugee, on the run, a criminal, on the hit list of the king. He leaves Egypt in a mess and tries to make a new life for himself. He hooks up with the Midianites, a little group of people who didn't even know who he was. They thought he was an Egyptian. He was a Hebrew. Sometimes you hook up with people who think you are something that you are not. And if they knew who you really were, they might not would let you in. But the reason it's easy to deceive them is because you're not sure who you are either. It's not that you're evil or wicked, it's just that you're confused and vulnerable and susceptible. And when you don't know who you are, I guess I become whatever you call me. Like Jacob, who became what they called him. His name meant trickster, con artist, scammer. Every time they come here, little scammer, get you some breakfast. Come on, scammer, it's time to go to bed. People can pronounce things over you when you're a child that you live up to. And until he has an encounter with God, he doesn't know who he is. God tells him who his name is. Your name is not Jacob. Your name is Israel. For you are a prince. A prince who's a thief and a crook and a liar? Yes, it hadn't been drawn out. There are some things that God has in you that has not been drawn out. No, I'm talking to the phony church folk. 40 years in ministry, and I still have things in me that have yet to be drawn out. That's why I woke up this morning. And I didn't wake up dead. Because it was another day to give me a chance to draw it out. Look at somebody say, I'm still drawing it out. If you stick with me, you're going to see new sides to me that you never saw before, because I'm still coming into my own. At the time we find Moses on the backside of the desert, we know he's over 40. We know he's over 40 because he spent 40 years in Egypt and 40 years on the backside of the desert. He was 80 when he finally got it together. Don't you sit there and look all funny because you're 52 and confused. I don't know why y'all are looking all across. Oh my God. Sitting up there 61 years old and crazy as a drunk bed bug. He was 80 years old. All of you who feel like you got it together, I got a flash for you. It takes a long time to figure life out. Give yourself some time. Stop trying to be too smart too fast. It takes a while to come into your own. It takes a while to draw out who you are. God in a burning bush appears unto Moses and tells him to take off his shoes, that the ground you stand on is holy ground. And at nearly 80 years old, God unfolds his destiny. Ain't that amazing? Now, this is easy for me to preach, more so now at 58 than it was at 28. Because I'm old enough now to realize that it's going to take longer than I thought at 28. that there are still areas in my life that me and God have to sit down and talk about. That I am still being fathered. Where are my real people at? I want some folks with some gray hair that still do some dumb stuff, and God is still fathering you to back me up on this point. Touch three people, say, I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it. I'm still working on it, I'm working on it. I'm better than I used to be. I'm smarter than I used to be. I'm wiser than I used to be. I'm brighter than I've ever been, but I haven't mastered it yet. I'm still working on it even right now. Every now and then I relapse and go back to thinking like I used to think or feeling like I used to feel. He's not finished. And in essence, God has given this huge assignment to go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And he gave the assignment to somebody who was running and hiding. And he gave it to somebody who was still confused and vulnerable and insecure and intimidated. And he gave it to somebody who has stuff that hadn't been worked out yet. God gave a big assignment to a guy who was so small. So if you're feeling small inside, it doesn't mean that you don't have a great call. Look at this. Look at this with me. I'm going to read a few scriptures. Exodus 4, 1 through 6. And it says, and Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken to my voice, for they will say, the Lord hath not appeared unto thee. And the Lord said unto him, what is in your hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground. It became a serpent. And Moses started running. See, when you start running from one thing, you're going to keep running from everything. That's why you need to stop running and face whatever you got to face and deal with whatever you got to deal with. Because if you run from Pharaoh, you're going to run from the serpent. You're going to run from love. You're going to run from life. You're going to run from responsibility. You're going to run. When are you going to stop running? Moses, you'll never be Moses if you keep running from stuff that scares you. Moses, you'll never be great if you keep running from things that scare you. You're running from something that God gave you. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. Put forth, now, I was so scared, I'm running. And you want me to grab? Now visualize this. How many of you want to grab a snake by the tail? God can call you to grab stuff you're scared of. Tell somebody, say, take it by the tail. Oh my God. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand, that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has appeared unto thee. I want to go back for a minute and process what we heard. God, I would do it, but they will not believe me. Was it really that they would not believe? Or is he imposing on them something that's really coming from him? Whatever you've been saying about they might really be you. They won't accept me. They won't love me. They won't accept me. They can't use me. They'll never embrace me. You'll never get anybody to embrace you till you embrace yourself. You'll never get anybody to believe in you till you believe in yourself. You'll never get anybody to love you till you love yourself. Your they might be you in disguise. Ooh, y'all got quiet on that? I must have hit something. He said, now God says to him, I want you to go speak for me. And he says, they will not believe in me. God doesn't even respond to what he says. He says, what is in your hand? Why didn't he address what he believed about they? Because what he believed about they was just a reflection of what he believed about himself. So God says, let's do inventory of what you got. What is in your hand? This Sunday morning, if I don't get anything else accomplished, I want to ask you, what is in your hand? Before you assign your destiny to something externally, have you assessed what is in your hand? Because somebody could take what is in your hand and win. While you keep crying about what's not in your hand, God said, I don't need anything that's not in your hand to bless you. I'm going to use something that is already. I feel like I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who it is. What is that in thine hand? If you don't do anything else today, I want you to do a self-assessment of what is in my hand. All the other voices that have been talking to you have been telling you what is not in your hand. God does not need anything that is not in your hand to bless you. Your blessing is hidden in what is in your hand. The problem is you have a limited perception of what is in your hand. You think it's just a rod. You think it's just a stick. God says, I want to show you the potential of what is in your hand. Throw it down. Now, this is a powerful thing, because if Moses does not learn this in private, it will mess him up in public. Because when he gets down to the Red Sea, he's going to have to use that same stick to part the Red Sea. And if he doesn't have any confidence in private, he won't have any power in public. You're going to need what you got. Oh, God, help me. Oh, my God, I feel that thing. I feel that thing. I feel that thing. Show the neighbor and say, you got more than you think you do. You can do more than you think you can do. You can have more than you think you can have. The problem is not coming from what they believe. It's coming from what you believe. Oh, God, I'm talking to somebody. Stop blaming people for the years you wasted. It's not coming from them, Moses. You was a failure in front of them. Now your failure in private, it can't be coming from them. They're not even there. The voice is in the house. I was going to say, who am I talking to? But I know you don't want to say nothing. He says, the Lord said unto him, put forth thine hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. It became a rod in his hand. He caught it as a snake. It became a rod. Sometimes you will not see till you snatch. The problem with most people is you want to see your way clear before you pick it up. But God said you got to pick it up scared, nervous, worried, intimidated, not sure of yourself. It will only turn into a rod when it's, oh my God. You don't even know what you got till you pick it up. Who am I preaching to? It's going to turn in your hand, not in your eye, in your hand. When you grab it, it'll change when you touch it, because you're going to touch it by faith. God is asking him to grab what he just got through running from. That's great preaching, but that's scary living. If I was scared enough to run from it, now you're asking me to pick up. Just imagine it. I can't teach it. Just imagine it. You're in the house. It's a 7-foot copperhead. And the voice of the Lord says, take it by the tail. Now, I could snatch it up if I thought I could handle it. But if I thought I could handle it, I would have never run from it. Now you want me to grab something that I don't think I can handle, because you're trying to show me that if I step over my fear and grab it by faith, it'll change in my hand. I feel that. Now, the snake you might be grabbing might not be a copperhead or a rattlesnake. It might be raising a child, or getting married, or giving love. It depends on what have you been running from. God is calling you to snatch what you've been running from. When God called me to preach, respectfully, I thought, you got your wires crossed. I am scared to death. When I first started preaching, I couldn't even hold a microphone. They had to put it on a stand, and I had to put my hands behind my back and lean forward, because if I took it by the hand, the crowd would see that my hands were shaking. But God will often bless you the greatest through the thing you are the most afraid of. Take it by the hand. Slap somebody and say, take it by the hand. You're not going to see it till you grab it. It's going to change in your hand. One day, I just snatched the mic and forgot to be scared. You cannot overcome what you will not confront. If I didn't say nothing else and walked out the door, I have already preached. that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee. I'm in verse 5. Verse 6. And the Lord said, furthermore, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, the hand was leprous as snow. God said, they're going to believe when you do. They're going to love you when you do. They're going to value you when you do. He said, we got some more work to do. Stick your hand in here. And it came out leprous. Stick it back in. It came out healed. God is saying, do you see how I can control situations? That I can control the outcome? Wait, baby, there was no cure for leprosy. Anybody who got leprosy died. So God said, I'm going to give you a terminal disease, and then I'm going to take it away. That's who your boss is. That's who you're working for. That's what he's able to do. Why are you afraid? If the power of life and death is in God, who are you afraid of? Verse 8. And it shall come to pass that if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall come to pass that if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice. Wait a minute. You mean the last line of defense is my voice? That if they don't believe my miracles, they have to believe the voice of a God who can't even. Why would God ask this guy out of all the people to talk? He uses a guy who can't talk to talk and says, if they don't believe the rod turning into a serpent, and if they don't believe the leprosy being healed, they will hearken unto my voice, God. You're going to use the weakest part of me to do the greatest thing that has ever been done. Yes, my strength is made perfect in your weakness. If I wanted a guy who could talk good, I had one. I'm going to use you scared. I'm going to use you nervous. I'm going to use you stuttering. I'm going to use you in spite of your insecurities and your doubts and your incompetence. But I cannot use your unbelief. What they think is not the problem. What you're scared of is not the problem. The fact that you can't have talk is not the problem. The problem I'm having with you, Moses, is your belief. 5 times in the passage is one word: believe, 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 believe. Not one time the God who healed leprosy, not one time did he say, I'm going to heal you from stuttering. Now, you know, if you could heal leprosy, you could heal stuttering. My God, if I had a leper and a stutterer just myself, I'd rather try the stutterer. I'd have a better chance of healing the stutterer. I might just scare you into stop stuttering. Shut up! You might do something. But you can't holler at leprosy and drive it away. God healed the worst thing, left him struggling with the little thing, because the little things will not stop you from doing the great things. His strength is made perfect in weakness. But the problem, the reason that God appeared in the burning bush to Moses in the first place, the reason he asked Moses a question, what is in your hand? Because God is challenging what Moses believes. I'm not talking about what you say. You know how to say the right stuff. I'm talking about what you believe about yourself. You say the right things. You've been taught how to imitate faith. You talk, as my grandmother said, you talk at the big gate. But you go home and live out your belief. If you believe you are unlovable, you will always be unloved. You can dress up, you can smell good, you can work out, you can say all the right things, you can walk around, you can be debonair, you can be cool, you can be hip, but none of that will overcome that belief that you have in your heart that your life is over, that you made too many mistakes, that you're too old to get anything done in the kingdom. These things that you believe have become your vision statement. It is your purpose. And unknowingly, it has become your goal to live out the damnation of the words you rehearse to yourself. So you're busy trying to get everybody else to like something that you don't like.
And clearly that got that little bit right there. Welcome to another edition of Classes in Session. It's a great get up Saturday morning and afternoon in some areas of the world. And I'm telling you, like Brother Vincent Muhammad says, gee whiz. I see so many Muslims on this line catching the ghost. Look, it only shows and proves what we've always said, that the word of God is universal. The universality, the oneness, that's what we reach for. That's what we strive for. That's the hope that we have in our quest to make things right and make things possible. So welcome for this great wake up morning. And we will continue, believe, part 3 with Bishop Jakes. We'll finish that on Monday. This was a tremendous presentation. And the one thing I want to share with you that I got from it, family, I got a lot from it, as all of you did. I watched a lot of your comments, and I snatched a few of them for myself. Thank you. But he said of God, my strength cannot be made perfect in your weakness. It can't be made perfect in your, he can handle the insecurities. He can handle the doubt. He can handle the incompetence, but he can't handle your disbelief. Think about that. He cures leprosy. He unloosens the knot in tongues, but he can't make the disbeliever believe. You know, one thing I mentioned to you some time ago from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to me, and what I hear often in many of the wealth builders, particularly Mr. Dalco and Mr. Best, He said, brother, the hardest thing in the world to get a believer to do is to believe. And I want you to think on that, because I don't know if you noticed last night, but it was hard for many of us to sleep when we realized we can get a hold of our life cards. I'm talking about the gold. And we started stacking gold like crazy. I see Nikki Knox hit up all her accounts. Everybody was started stacking. People were texting back and forth. I can't find it. How do I get mine? Why won't my confirmation go through? Because the system got flooded when we're able to prove God's word. Think about it. You had an interruption in excuse my attire here. I'm trying to get it right. You had a disruption in what you saw, or what you were accustomed to, what you were used to, right? There was disruption in your acquisition of gold because of the transition of the expansion that we were growing into, the evolution of Freebay. And in that delay, you found people running. You found people in doubt. You found people running from a promise and a gift from the Creator that had nothing to do with you, because you didn't have anything to do with it. You didn't produce the gold that you got in Karatbars. You didn't produce the opportunity introduced by Dr. Zeiss. You didn't create the ecosystem that we're all benefiting from. It was thrusted upon you as a gift, and you shared that word. You communicated everywhere. You communicated with great confidence. You communicated with great strength. You communicated free of doubt. But then there was an interruption in the game, because as God elevated gears, you thought he shifted gears. As he elevated gears, you thought that promise was gone. And so some of you got up and left. And now he's proven it true and through over and over again. But what he cannot do is make you believe. And this is why, family, you cannot get frustrated in what people don't see in the opportunity yet. You just keep moving, keep pining away, keep making it happen, because it's meant for those who get it to get it. You are not in the convincing business. You're in the business of salvation. You're in the business of making clear delivery of a message. You're in the business of spreading a word that if people embrace, you'll succeed. So I want to congratulate all of you who successfully transitioned into Freebay from Karatbars. You went from belief to knowing. And I applaud you. Now, this is what we must do. We must reach back. No, it's true. We must reach back. Boy, my stuff is so janky this morning. My wife using that term janky. My stuff is janky this morning. I'm looking at me trying to get straight. It ain't happening. Okay. But we have to reach back. There are people who, unbeknownst to them, they clearly don't know what is taking place. They clearly don't know. There are VIPs in my downline who have not accepted, in the Karatbars downline, who have not accepted the transfer to be grandfathered into a higher status, a high commission gain, and begin saving in gold again. They totally unplugged. I remember how Chuck D in his lyrics, he said, when the stuff hit the fan, I'm saying stuff. He said, when the stuff hit the fan, the bleep ran. You know, ain't nothing hit no fan yet. If anything, the fan is behind us, pushing us forward. You know, there are people who we need to reach back to make sure we make clear delivery of the message. So use your emails, but pick up the phone. Use your emails, send your text messages, but family, pick up the phone. Let people hear from you and don't let it be an automated response. Reach out to people and let them know, hey, I don't know if you're aware of the new opportunities going on with FreeBay. I don't know if you're aware of where we are right now. What do you mean you can't get gold? I just got 4.5 grams of gold. Look what I did. I got gold. And Mr. Dalco talked about it this morning about 1 a.m. I got gold because my wife sponsored me. I get gold. She gets paid because I get the gold. And then we exchange the gold for the V999. And we're paid forever. Do you understand what happens when you distract yourself and unplug yourself? You have no strategy. You have no idea of the promise. Nothing has failed you more than having to sit on your couch trying to figure out what you're going to do, what the next step is going to be, where am I going to find work, how am I going to make money. Nothing has failed you more than a world made to sit still. Nothing, absolutely nothing. You have nothing to lose in this opportunity and everything to gain. Why run? Unless you run toward it. Some people get up on their heels and bounce and have acquired more gold in their lifetime than they would have ever done because they didn't know gold was money. And when you get up and run like that, when you get that need for, not mind you, there are people who have legitimate concerns, had things they had to do. That's not the same thing as running. That's more strategic than anything else. But I'm talking about the people who decide to pick up everything and bounce. That speaks to another type of spirit. That's why you're not in the convincing business. Because oftentimes when we're made to reduce ourselves to petty actions and petty activity, God is manifesting the loss in the spirit in us. That instant gratification in us, that I just got to have it now, that quick money fix now. I got to make a way now. I'm not talking about making a way in the sense of preserving and protecting. I'm talking about in the way of squandering. Whole different attitude, whole different thing. So I want you need to, we need to reach back to those that we're clear that we have not made clear delivery of the message. You need to do live streams and tell people about the opportunity in FreeBay. You need to be heralding the victory of the gold. It's funny. I was blessed to talk with Mr. Dalco and Mr. Best yesterday, and I spoke with other leaders yesterday. I spoke with Sister Janetta Muhammad and her husband, Brother Mustafa, yesterday. Outstanding presentation yesterday, the two of you. Thank you so much. The CSOs constantly saving others. All right. So I spoke to them about this thing has caught so much fire in FreeBay with the academy, with the trading, with the life packages. Wait till the gold comes in. People are waiting on the gold. I said, when the gold comes in, it's going to take off. I couldn't even sleep. I went and scrolled, and lo and behold, I found gold and lost my mind. I'm telling you, family, your enrollment is free. Everyone that's wondering about what to do, talk to people. Go after new people. The enrollment is free. You come in and from the gate, making earning a commission of 7%. I'm talking about those who have not acquired a package. You come in at the gate at 7%. Come in at that gate and acquire a package or share a package. But when you acquire a package and when you save in gold, you're going to build volume. Your rank is your bank. Remember I said that. Someone put it in the comments. Your rank is your bank. The opportunity is yours, and we are in it, and we are here today. So part 3 of Bishop Jakes Believe will be Monday. That'll be the final installment of that presentation. But you need to go to YouTube and just pull it down. Take a look at it. It was an outstanding message. I get something from it each and every time, you know, and you should afford yourself the opportunity to do the same. Trying to find my screen here to execute some house rules. I know you saw earlier the Let's Go Weekend post, and you saw the Pay Yourself First post with our new life cards all over it. I saw one or two people say there's no sound. There was no sound meant to be there. That was the moment for us to read. Thank you, Sister Trish. Your rank is your bank. That's right, Roz. Thank you, Sister Zena. Sister Sharon, Sister Cece. That's right. Your bank, or your rank is your bank. Okay, so make sure that you stay tuned and stay ready for Bishop Jakes on Monday morning in the final installment of that portion, Believe. So, Let's Go Weekend. It's here, folks. It begins this Thursday through Saturday, the 24th of September through the 26th. Get your tickets now. Get tickets for others. Build your team. September 24th through 26th, www.letsgoweekend.com, www.letsgoweekend.com. Make a party of it in your household. You'll be surprised what can happen over chips and what do we drink, sweetheart? We drink sparkling waters. Yeah, you'll be surprised what can happen. What else do we do? Yeah, we do all that stuff. Veggie nachos and whatnot, because our baby girl, she says she ain't eating no meat. So letsgoweekend.com, www.letsgoweekend.com. Make sure you have your uniform available. Get ready for that masterful, wonderful, much anticipated, with a lot of excitement. I'm talking about the Thursday night reception. Lord, I lost the name of it just that quick. But Thursday night, we're all getting together. The meet and greet. Thank you. The meet and greet. Get your uniform. Shop.mywbw.net. That's shop.mywbw.net. Get in the game. Speaking of the game, I want to thank Brother Dante Taylor for allowing me to make the presentation at 12 noon yesterday. And it was a new presentation. It gave a lot of great information. It got us ready for what we received last night. And then, of course, Mr. Dalco and Mr. Best and Mr. Roger Williams, thank you for laying down that compensation plan. I want to thank Brother Matthew Taylor, who really honed in on that presentation and made it what it needed to be at 9 p.m. last night on our Gold Rocks platform. And I shared it with everyone that I could, and you want to be a part of our presentations. Okay, www.runtowealth.info is my page. This is where you can find out much other information as it relates to me as a wealth builder, relates to this opportunity in Freebay, and relates to just general information about the opportunity itself. What I'm more concerned about is you being a part of that mailing list. Go to that site, runtowealth.info, and get on the mailing list, the Run to Wealth VIP email list. Be sure to be a part of it. Okay, because some outstanding, extraordinary announcements are coming right down the pike as it relates to us, relates to class in session, as it relates to Run to Wealth from those pages after Let's Go Weekend. All right, so you want to be in tune and stay tuned for that. So get your subscriptions on. Our YouTube channel is the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and I'll go back to it. And the Facebook page. Our Facebook page is Run to Wealth Freebay AG. Our Run to Wealth Freebay AG. Make sure you go back to that as well. I think I got it. All right. Class in session every Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern. And of course, Gold Rocks today. This is Saturday, so Brother Kansu Hotep Batum, he's been working for weeks on this particular presentation. He's fired up, so we're looking forward to seeing him on the Gold Rocks presentation at 10:45 a.m. Eastern, and then at 12 noon for the wealth building presentation. We are back with Mr. Tyrone Best tonight at 9 p.m. on Gold Rocks. And at 10 p.m., Mr. Williams, and Mr. Dalco will be back doing the compensation plan. Folks, There's your password. Make sure that you get your password so you can get on the channel www.goldrocks.info. www.goldrocks.info. The password is shh. Can't say it out in public. What you do is get back to the one who introduced the opportunity to you and get on that platform so your questions can be heard and your answers can be your questions can be addressed with answers. So you want to be in and on the platform live and direct. Okay. So I will be back a little later on this afternoon in between the wealth building presentations with a presentation. But I'm doing a lot of phone work. Hey, Tyra Jackson, doing a lot of phone work today, reaching back to those who I just need to make sure that they know from me. Again, it is not my business to convince them. There are 8 billion people in the world that don't even know this opportunity exists. I'm going for it all. So I will reach out to those that are with us, but they will face the same attitude that I have with the new. And what is that attitude? Love on everyone, wait on no one. Gotta keep it moving, folks. Gotta keep it moving. All right. So by all means, make sure we are there. All right. And again, I want to thank you all. www.goldrocks.info. I want to thank you for yesterday, Hard Facts Friday. That's on the YouTube channel with Brother Mustafa Muhammad and Sister Janetta Muhammad on the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. It was an amazing presentation with a lot of great information. I want to thank Papa Duck for allowing us to utilize his information. I want to thank Mr. Mike Adams for allowing us to use his presentation. I'm telling you, family, we're on to something, you know. And look, you can't lose with the stuff we use. They can't win in the shape they're in. And I'll tell you something else. Everybody needs to be a part of Freebay. Everybody. Because, look, you can't lose nothing by trying. It's free. But you can't gain anything if you don't. It's money. Stop throwing away precious time. Stop throwing away the acquisition of precious assets. Get your package. Get an academy. Get an expert. Or get a life package. Save in gold. Save a 1/10 of a gram of gold. Look, if you can save $8 a week and have a package, you're going to build a future for yourself that's going to spin your head. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. You want to be on Gold Rocks today to hear more of this magnificent information. You want to hear about these victories that are happening in the world of Freebay on our Wealth Builders presentation, the Power Call. You want to be there all day, every day for everything related to Wealth Builders. That's right, Sister Debbie. Everybody and everybody. Okay. Am I screaming? I'm straight out excited. I'm not going to lie to you. I am flat out excited. This is a world, Freebay is. It's a world that works for everyone. And Wealth Builders Worldwide is the culture. Believe that when I tell you, we are the culture that makes everything move. We're the tick of the talk. We make the clock give it up because it's our time. It is our time, and we know what absolutely must be done. So with that, family, I want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you this morning. Class in session. Take a screenshot of what we got. You know, it is a world that works for everyone. And I will see us all, as Sister Pam Dixon is saying. All we do is win, win, win. Thank you, Sister Pam. Greetings to Brother Lewis. All right, family, we're out. I will see us all on the Power Call. Forward.
Peace. Strong words. Love. Soul. and change. Yeah, this is Big Snoop Dogg coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Brother, what will you discover if we come together and do it like we never? I'm just sick and tired. I'm fit to light the fire. Now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Meet me at the reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenisher, finisher, opposite of sinister. And I do it for the minister.
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Somebody need to stop the war. Man, the war ain't overseas, it's at your front door. And I done seen too many brothers shot up on the floor for more than drugs and some colors. And now you call us warlords. But if you can help it, then help it. But you ain't helping us. You so selfish and selfless, you wanna see us breathless and helpless. But I'ma hustle to tussle for all my brothers who struggle. Yeah, we bang the world. Now let's change the world.
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mamas crying. Everybody get along, man, that be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House, back to the castle with the minister, no doubt. Shoes at the front door, love is what you come for. Let's get it right and unite, but do it fine.
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.